Antarctica is the only continent on Earth with no indigenous stories. Yet scientists are discovering hidden ecosystems beneath its ice that sound eerily similar to ancient Arctic oral histories. Could those stories have predicted what we're only now finding? Ice is the great forgetter. It erases footsteps, buries horizons, and seals time inside a whiteness so complete that nothing survives long enough to carve a story into its surface. Unlike every other continent on Earth, Antarctica holds no memory of human arrival, no footprints older than a century, no names whispered through generations, no myths forged in fire and carried across millennia. There were no indigenous peoples here, no ancestors watching the red stain of blood falls and wondering what spirit slept beneath the ice. Antarctica is the only place where humanity never learned how to dream. And yet, in the silence of this land without stories, other voices begin to echo, not from the south, but from the north. While Antarctica remained untouched, the Arctic, its mirror at the top of the world, was alive with story. For thousands of years, Inuit, Yupik, Chukchi, and Sami communities lived in a world sculpted from ice and silence, yet rich with its own heartbeat. Their elders spoke of warm rivers traveling beneath frozen seas, currents that whispered and pulsed. Under blankets of winter, they told of hidden pathways, where fish swam in darkness, guided by senses we have not yet understood. They told of ice that breathes, ice that remembers, and ice that hides life deep within its frozen veins. These were not tales of Antarctica, but they carried an ancient truth. A truth modern science is only beginning to rediscover. The cold is not empty. It is alive beneath the surface. So far we've explored how indigenous Arctic oral histories echo modern discoveries about hidden ecosystems beneath the ice. But before we go deeper into what scientists are actually finding under Antarctica, take a moment to like this video and drop a comment below. Do you think ancient knowledge sometimes anticipates scientific discovery? Today, satellites sweep the poles. Ice-penetrating radar reveals rivers flowing far below the frozen crust. Subglacial lakes shimmer in total darkness, untouched since the world was young. Antarctica, once thought lifeless, now hums with hidden ecosystems, sealed chambers of water older than humanity itself. And in this discovery, science finds itself standing beside the elders of the North, listening to echoes that once seemed like myth. What indigenous oral histories sensed through generations, the idea that ice can shelter life, now resonates deep beneath Antarctica's frozen heart. The stories were never about the South, but they may have predicted it. Under Taylor Glacier lies a labyrinth, a cathedral of liquid darkness, where water moves in silence, and time forgets how to pass. Life hides in chambers without sun, without oxygen, without the familiar rhythms of the surface world. These microbes breathe iron, drink brine, and glow with the faintest traces of existence. 2 million years of isolation, yet still alive. This place beneath Antarctica may be the purest example of life surviving at the very edge of possibility. And somehow, indigenous stories from half a world away felt the shape of this truth long before modern science drilled down to find it. Antarctica had no ancestors to speak for it, no storytellers, no myths of its own. But perhaps the wisdom of the North gives us permission to wonder, to imagine that beneath every ice sheet, there may be worlds we have not yet touched, worlds that persist even when no human voice is there to remember them. The Arctic taught us that cold places are not empty. Antarctica is proving that they are not silent either. Antarctica has no oral history, but it is writing one now, not in words, but in rivers that move unseen, in microbes that breathe in darkness, in waterfalls the color of blood, pouring from a glacier's heart. The deepest secrets of this ice are only beginning to surface, and long before science arrived, long before we drilled or mapped or measured, humanity's oldest storytellers already understood the truth. Life hides in the coldest places, And sometimes, the ice remembers more than we do. If this exploration of indigenous knowledge, Antarctic science, and hidden worlds beneath the ice fascinated you, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into Earth's greatest mysteries. And before you go, tell us in the comments, what other unexplained phenomena or hidden ecosystems should we investigate next?